we visited Poisson. Maybe we should head up.
Hey, traveler, Paimon.
Oh, Paimon knows that voice!
Over here. To borrow one of the more popular turns of phrase at the moment, this appears to be quite the fated reunion. Running into you two out of the blue like this has really made my day. I certainly wasn't expecting it.
You can say that again. What brings you to Poisson? Wait, Paimon's got it! You must be here for one of your...
Actually, we've run into a...
Oh, are Lynette and...
Yep, along with most of the other members of the House of the Hearth. You may have noticed...
So you're saying nearly the entire organization has moved to Poisson? Sounds like you run...
Since the two of you are so curious, perhaps I can fill in the gaps.
You scared Paimon half to death!
Father, you're here.
You know... On second thought, maybe we don't need to know? It's all probably super confidential House of the Heart stuff, right?
No need to be nervous. I could sense your genuine concern. Of course. I can also understand your confusion. Sending so many Fatui here to Poisson, it's only natural that some might suspect an I understand. I'm well aware you've had your fair share of confrontations with the Fatui in the past, and I can't exactly guarantee that we'll remain on good terms in the future. As for right now, however, I would say we have little reason to be at odds, wouldn't you agree? The House of the Hearth could stand to be more open with those who have worked so closely with us in the past. As for the issue at hand, well, it hardly relates to any ulterior motive.
What?
A rumor that a certain phantom child is hiding away.
A phantom child? Ooh, just hearing the name is giving Paimon the creeps.
A spirit that should have long ceased to exist is lurking in the shadows of the house. So I decided to bring the children to Poisson before continuing to investigate the situation. I expect I should be able to track down the spirit fairly quickly. After that, it's just a matter of... If you're curious, or if you still have some concerns, it might be advisable to stick around for a few days. I'm sure the children would be exceedingly pleased to welcome some visitors. Lenny, I'll leave you to entertain our guests. I have some matters to attend to.
Of course, Father. It has long been a dream of mine to invite you to our home and introduce... You're quite well known in the organization already. A lot of people have been talking about you, especially after everything with the prophecy. If you're willing, why don't you stay a while and have a little chat with us?
Alright. We don't have anything else to do right now anyway. But let's be clear, we're just gonna be there as guests, okay? Don't get any funny... Oh, wait a second. For your guests, that probably means we'll be treated to lots of yummy food, right?
Of course. During our stay in Poisson, we've been helping out the locals with some fishing. We bring in quite the bounty every day. In fact, today is the perfect chance for me to show you what I can do in the kitchen. Let's go. I'll take you to where we're staying.
Couldn't gliding be faster?
We rented this house from one of the locals to use as a temporary base. I'll come back later.
Awesome, thanks!
Well, when I happened to run into you two earlier, I was actually in the middle of distributing some supplies. With this many people staying in Poisson, we have to bring in outside supplies every now and then. I should probably make sure the rest of these provisions get delivered. Otherwise, people might start to get antsy.
Okay, we'll come with! There are all sorts of rumors about your organization floating around out there. Paimon's not sure if she could even take a wild guess as to what's true and what's not. But now that we finally have the chance to see a day in the life of the house, we can take a good look at how you operate!
Well, you're more than welcome to come along. Just follow me.
Linny! We're finally here. The supplies. I'm assuming you've...
Brought them with me? Yep, here you go. Hello? Something caught your eye?
It's the Traveler in Paimon!
No way!
Come here, everyone! Hurry! The Traveler and Paimon are here!
One at a time, please. Don't crowd around them all at once. We don't want to scare off our guests now, do we?
Oh, it's alright! Gotta say, Paimon didn't realize we were this famous.
Of course! Father and Linny have told us so much about you.
Father told us about how you helped Linny. According to her, you're a trustworthy friend. And as far as she's concerned, that's pretty much the highest compliment we've ever heard her give. As you can imagine, everyone's been very curious about you.
I heard the Traveler is so strong that he can move a mountain with his bare hands.
I heard Paimon eats so much that she can clean out the entire pantry at Hotel de Boer in just 3 days! Wait a second! That's the rumor you heard about Paimon? Oh, Nook!
Oh, wait! When guests visit, you're supposed to give them gifts.
Oh, we don't need something like that. Come on! We insist! I can give you some of my new Huh?
Or maybe Shaplo can teach you guys about stealth. He's super good at it. He's never been caught.
Ah, now that's not a bad idea. I know you usually prefer to fight head-on, but it never hurts to expand your bag of tricks, right? When it comes to eliminating your enemies, staying quiet can go a long way. Trust me, I would know. I was poisoned not too long ago, and I'm still dealing with the after effects. So I'm not quite as good as I was before, but I can still give you some pointers.
Wait, when you said gifts, Paimon didn't think you meant poison and stealth tactics.
But those are the best things we can give you. You don't like them? Ooh, how about this? Tell me the name of someone who really annoys you, and we'll teach him a lesson for you.
All right, Fold, Selwar. I think that's enough suggestions for now. When it comes to being a good host, it's the thought that counts. You don't need a physical gift to make our guests happy. In fact, pestering them with suggestion after suggestion might make them more annoyed than anything. I would say your enthusiasm has certainly gotten across.
Really? Awesome! It's been so long since we've had guests to play with. If there's anything you need, just let us know.
Yeah, especially if it's poison or something. I've got all sorts of potions for that.
Well, we'll talk to you all later. We've still got supplies to distribute.
All right, see you later.
Bye!
Lenny, about all that poison and stuff.
Scared you, did it? That kind of talk comes with being part of the House of the Hearth. When Foltz was really young, he strangled all of his family pets, just out of curiosity. He was labeled a dangerous problem child and was abandoned by his family. Elwar has an unnatural obsession with potions. Father has forbidden her from trying all the different concoctions she comes up with, but she still tries to test them in secret. You really have to keep an eye on that one. Chaplot is around my age. While I'm mainly responsible for collecting intelligence, he handles surveillance. He's very passionate about his work and has no reservations about taking on some very difficult missions. I know you two probably aren't used to that kind of talk, but I can promise you they only had the best of intentions. Things like stealth tactics and developing different poisons, they really mean a lot to them. They were just trying to share the best of what they could offer, that's all. Filio, supplies are here.
Thanks. And who are these two? Outsiders?
Allow me to introduce you. This is the Traveler and Paimon.
Oh, you're the famous duo I've been hearing so much about. It's nice to meet you. I heard you've traveled to all sorts of places. Is that true?
Of course, we're making our way all across to that.
Oh, good for you.
You must be pretty familiar with Fontaine by now, then. Have you seen the new opera that started running recently? I think it's called... The 4,000 Thieves?
Oh, this is the first we've heard of it.
It seems like it's going to be fantastic. From what I've been able to tell from the posters, anyway. You should definitely check it out if you have the time.
Oh, and there's the Blind Maiden, too. That one is supposed to have audience interaction. Seems pretty interesting. After this mission is over, I think I'll go get a manicure.
Oh, maybe I should dye my hair. Wonder how much it'll cost.
Is it just Paimon, or do these two seem much...
I heard that.
Oh, oops.
I'm guessing you're referring to Foltz and the others.
I bet those crazies are practically foaming at the mouth right now. I'm sure they just can't wait to get back to Snezhnaya to carry out the plan.
That's enough, Filio.
Don't talk about family members behind their back, right? Whatever.
Guess this is goodbye then.
Well, that's it for the supply.
Well, they didn't seem too happy with each other. Seems like there could be something more going on here. You're right. We're only here as guests after all. Oh, Linny's...
So, What do you think of the members you've met so far? Well, Father is always encouraging us to be strong. Well, I should probably get cooking. Wanna join?
Of course!
Then let's head out and... Huh? Fremine? What are you doing?
Well,
Fremine, nice to see you again!
Oh, you too. I heard you're here as guests of House of the Hearth. Welcome.
We were just going to make some food. Why don't you come along? I could use some help in the kitchen, and I seem to remember...
Seafood soup?
Were you looking for something just now, Fremine? Maybe I can help.
It's nothing. I just wanted to see if there were any extra supplies.
Yeah, we've got some left over. What do you need?
Some food and water. And some clean cloth, if possible.
No problem. Give me a second here. Food, water... Wait a minute. What do you need all of those for? You're not on any missions as far as I'm aware, and you were just going to come eat with us.
I thought I'd grab an extra portion because I get hungry at night.
Fremine, you remember what I told you? You're not like me. Tell me what's going on.
Maybe...
This is the...
Just a...
Wouldn't gliding be faster? Wouldn't gliding be faster?
You're back! Oh,
Hello, my name's Linny.
hi, Linny. I'm also a chap. You can call me
Clairvy?
It's nice to meet you. Does that name ring any bells?
No, not at all. She must be the phantom child Father's been searching for.
No, I haven't told anyone.
For how long?
About half.
So ever since we got to Poisson, then?
I know what I'm...
Really? 'Cause from where I'm standing, it looks like you're hiding the very person Father has been trying to find. You know the rules of the house, Fremine. I know...
I've thought it through. Linny, don't you remember last year? Chaplot nearly died after getting poisoned during that one mission. He wasn't able to get back before the poison started taking effect, and not a single person was there to help him. That night, while I was sleeping, I heard a voice telling me to go save him. I opened my eyes, but that feeling of being haunted, of hearing voices, it's happened many times in the House of the Hearth. I'm sure you've noticed.
So what you're saying is... that...
Unless there are other spirits roaming around the House of the Hearth, I don't think there's any other possibility. If Clairvy were our enemy, it wouldn't matter whether she was a spirit or an actual child. I would have acted without a second thought, because that's what Father ordered us to do. But she's been living with us, helping us from the shadows all this time. I think that makes her family. I couldn't just hand her over to be dealt with. Not when there's so much we still don't know.
So what's your plan then? You can't...
I haven't thought that far yet.
Come with me.
Those two sure care Well, they got a funny way of showing it.
No way! They have a really deep bond. I just don't know how long that kind of bond can last. The darkness in the house runs deeper than you can imagine.
I'm sorry, Lenny.
Oh, really? You didn't mean to? 'Cause I...
Huh?
You know, when we were younger, you didn't call me Linny. We grew up together, the three of us. We were all orphans, all rescued. Later on, when you started calling me Linny, I wasn't actually surprised. After all, Lynette and I...
Lenny,
The darkest and most difficult moments of my life happened before you and I had ever met. I'm sure that's true for you as well. You and Lynette are the most important people in my life. No one can replace you.
Oh, looks like things are getting kinda heat.
Oh, it's raining. I should put my clothes away.
Hey, you two! Hope we aren't interrupting anything. Like a fight, or... Oh, wait a minute, Freminate. You're not crying, are you? Is everything alright?
everything's fine.
Well, we're all friends here, right? We've been through so much together, so if there's anything we can do to help, just say the word.
It's just a small family dispute. It's not something our guests should trouble themselves with.
What are you getting at, Traveler?
When guests are around, families are often on their best behavior. And I... just... Thank you. I was really hoping to keep you out of it. But even if I could think of some other reason to turn you...
Me too.
Well, back to the matter at hand then. If we don't plan on handing Clairvy over to Father, then our only other option is to solve the mystery of her identity. That means finding out where she came from and what she's doing here. Then we can send her on...
I've tried that already.
And?
And... nothing. She even came with us all the way to Poisson. It seems like wherever the house is, she follows.
I don't know much about spirit.
Let's see here. Paimon remembers hearing something. Oh, it's just that Paimon doesn't really remember where she heard that.
Well, sounds like it's worth a shot. Guess that means we should go ask her about her wish. But first, Fremen,
What is it?
I need you to promise me that this will stay between the two of us.
Of course.
All right. Then let's seal the promise just like when we were kids. Fist bump on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
I swear.
Whoa!
Lynette!
But what a surprise! What brings you here, dear sister? And, when exactly did you get here?
You're an idiot, brother. And you too, Fremen. You 3, Traveler. And you...
Wait, what did we do?
I've seen Clairvy around the House of the Hearth before. I hadn't seen her in Poisson, so I figured she must not have come with us. I heard you talking about your plan. Rather than steering clear of the situation... If you don't agree, I'll have no choice but to report everything back to Father. Simple as that.
You're not giving us much wiggle room here, Lynette. Well, I guess we're all in this together then. After we talk to Clairvy, we'll figure out our next move. There's no time to...
I'm full. Thank you for bringing me this.
She said she's full, but the food doesn't look like it's even been touched.
That's right. Still, when she's presented with food, she'll...
Does she know that she is a...
I've tried to ask her, but she didn't...
Clairvy, if you've got some time,
Sure. Oh, another new friend.
Hello.
Clairvy, how did you
Huh? The knave brings you here, and then you...
It's just that your name...
The roster? Ah, the people in charge. They're not as nice as they look. In this house, some people are family, and other people...
Wait, does...
Is there anyone that can vouch?
Perry. She's my best...
Have either of you heard of that?
No.
Me neither.
Clairvy, but it seems like she's telling the truth. Maybe we should...
Oh,
It can be anything you want. Just imagine. It's your birthday, you're blowing out the candles.
to go up where the sun can...
That's... it? Well, that sounds easy enough.
The darkness in the house runs...
Okay, time to divide and conquer. Listen up, I've got a plan. I'll try and find a way to use basic illusory magic to take Clairvy outside and... Lynette, try and find the list of executions that Clairvy was talking about. Fremine, you stay in Poisson. We can't be the only ones who've had run-ins with Clairvy. I need you to collect intel on...
Understood.
I'll try my best.
What about us?
I really appreciate your willingness to help, but this is a family matter. Let me think. Since Father considers you to be guests, maybe...
Ah, Paimon gets it. You want us to distract her.
I'll give you a magic bird. If Father suspects something, all you need to do... Of course, that's only as a last resort. If Father doesn't seem... If the worst-case scenario happens and we're discovered, just tell Father everything. You too. Okay, this is where we part. I really hope this goes well. No, it has to...
It's the knave and child. Hey, aren't you supposed to be in Snezhnaya recuperating? What are you still doing in Fontaine?
Oh, it's you two. I didn't expect to run into you. I was unconscious for quite a while after the fight in the Primordial Sea. I couldn't have that now, could I? Not when I've still got unfinished business here in
What sort of unfinished business?
It has to do with Skirk, my master. I still have so many questions for her. Without any other leads, all I could do was ask the knave to help.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, no. While the House of the Hearth is adept at collecting all manner of intelligence, certain existences can still manage to escape our...
Basically, unless Master feels there's a need to meet with me. But that problem has an easy fix.
Paimon thinks you should focus on...
It's all thanks to that one kid from the House of the Hearth. Elwar, I think her name was. She gave me a bunch of random potions to drink. And that's good, because it looked...
Project Stooge.
Yeah, that's the one. I heard Regraders involved too. I'm not looking for helping Linny and the others brush up on their fighting skills would be far more interesting. If you and I could spar, that would be even better.
And what a sweet little daydream that is. Besides, considering how little they see fit to step outside the homeland, being called on to
When I...
Is it just Paimon? Or does it kind of seem like they're...
So, dear guests of the House of the Hearth, to
well, we just... Right! We're super close.
Is that so? Introduction.
Oh, well, you see? There's only so much...
Good question.
The fact that you have to ask tells me our intelligence work has been quite successful.
Spoken like a true diplomat.
Well, if there's nothing else, I think I'll take my leave. I still have a small matter to resolve at home.
Wait, don't go!
I've met some of the members of your organization, and they all seemed like which, by the way, if you ever betray...
And why would I betray...
Well, you've already betrayed the House of the Hearth once, haven't you? At least... Okay, I admit.
Wait.
Never mind what I've done. I'm more curious as to what the mighty...
Well, nothing much. Just some stuff about you taking out... Oh, based on your...
Hardly. I don't appreciate... Although, it would be more accurate to say that there is a certain level of prejudice involved. But I... Call yourself a Fontainian, for example, and people will assume all sorts of things.
Huh? You're not actually from Fontaine?
I was trying to protect the children born in Fontaine. Claiming that I myself was a Fontainian simply made it easier to operate. The primordial sea wouldn't have any effect on me, but it would have caused great harm to the House of the
So, you stayed in Fontaine for the kids. I guess I was wrong to believe you...
Good. Like I said.
Actually, while I was recuperating at the House of the Heart, I heard that members always resolve disputes and arguments with a friendly spar, and the loser has to back down. Seems pretty cool.
Well, that's only a recent development. In the past, such spars weren't nearly so...
They were that high stakes?
Well, the current atmosphere's not half bad. I'm a bit jealous, actually. You've got...
Having a lot of family around means dealing with a considerable amount of bickering and scheming. Just imagine. Tusser becomes obsessed with plucking out strands from the rooster's mustache, or Tonya...
Okay. Well, would you look at the Traveler, Paimon? I'm not sure where our paths will cross next, but the next...
Again, maybe this is...
All right. Well, thanks for everything, Arlen.
No thanks necessary. You also played a part in a...
I like the sound of...
We should probably get going too. Do you want to head back with us?
Oh? You want me to leave so soon?
Oh, well, you see,
I'm rather enjoying the evening breeze, if you don't mind. Apologies for not attending to you like a proper host.
We managed to keep her distracted until nightfall. Good thing child... Oh, I wonder if Liddy ran into any issues. Let's hurry back and see how everything went.
Sure, I'll play you another tune, but it'll cost you an apple.
How did everything go?
Well, long story short, we ran into a small issue. Everything was fine at first. She followed me up to the surface. But as I led her out of the shadows and into the sunlight, she vanished. I turned around and there she was, standing at the edge of the shadows, silently watching me.
Huh. Maybe she's afraid of sunlight, or... No, it wouldn't be her wish if that were the case. Well, we could always try pushing her into it. Oh, true.
I've pretty much tried it all already. Nothing worked. Eventually, the sun went down, so all I could do was bring her back here. How did it go with you, Lynette?
Good. I've got the list. It's right here.
Really? Well, what are we waiting for? Let's take a look! Oh, that's a lot of pages. Oh, it's gonna take forever to get through it all.
We can each take a section. Here.
La Pouillade. Oh, yikes. That our rare guy has a...
Ah, I've met him before. The scar is from an...
Did he...
Well, I asked if there was someone he was interested in. It was only later that I learned he really did have someone he liked. He risked everything to escape so he could be with her, but...
Wait, so that means the knave, she...
It may seem cruel, but it's just one of the rules of the house. Betrayal is not to be taken lightly. We know too many secrets to come and go as we please. So, if you do try to leave... Her name's not here, huh? Well, that's not too surprising. It doesn't seem like this list is complete. It only contains records dating back around 5 years. Let's shift our attention then. Fremine, were you able to find it? Fremine...
Sorry. I managed to talk to quite a few people, but I couldn't help but notice that the atmosphere in the house was a little... strange.
Strange?
Yeah, I mean, I know there have been arguments in the past.
Oh, those are two of the people that we met while delivering supplies. Paimon can see how they might not get along. They had very different vibes, and their, interests seem to be pretty different as well.
That's to be expected, actually. Father brought us all here, shared her knowledge with us, taught us how to fight. That's one. As members of the House of the Hearth, we're also considered part of the Fatui. Certain members get older and realize they want something else for themselves. But considering people like Chaplot and Foltz are loyal to Father and her
These kinds of conflicts have always been there. It's not like Father is in the dark about any of this.
Well, that's true. But it just feels like things... I can't say for sure.
You think she's been inciting them to act out?
No, not exactly. But I wouldn't be surprised if she said something to them about the darkness in the house. And she's told me about it before. Experiments being run on children. People being used as pawns on the battlefield without so much as the strength to survive.
And they just believed all that? Without any evidence?
Clairvy's words probably gave them the excuse they were looking for. Whether they actually believe them to be true is secondary.
This is all...
Whoa! What's this Project Stugel?
Sorry, but I'm not sure of the details either. I only know what Father has told us, which is that it's something the Rooster and Regrader have been working on together. Apparently, it has to do with the Fatui's strategic plan for the future. Because the House of the Hearth was so successful in obtaining the Gnosis, we now have the honor of playing a key role in Project Stuja.
Wait, but isn't that a good thing?
Key role is just another way of saying dangerous role. Father thinks so too, but she's in no position to refuse. Their plan isn't exactly. It's just that we'll lose a lot of members in the process. Participating in the plan, it's an honor in.
Okay, super complicated top secret Fatui business aside,
External pressure has a way of exacerbating internal strife. You can't overlook the power of fear either. I thought resolving the Clairvy situation would make everything go back to normal. But it looks like things are more complicated than I thought. If we leave Filial and the others to their own devices, sooner or later, Father will be forced to take action.
We can only focus on one situation at a time, brother.
You're right. Even if we confront Filial and the others, it won't do any good. It might even make matters... Well, it's getting late. Lynette, you stick with me this time. Fremine, keep a close eye on Filial and the others. Make sure they don't do anything they'll regret. Good work today, everyone. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.
oh, I'm always looking for. Hey, you don't think the Knave will be too angry with Lenny and everyone if she finds out about all this, do you? She's even scary when she smiles. If she were to actually get angry... Ooh, you have to protect Paimon if that happens, okay, Traveler? Oh, well, in that case, we should just plan on... Look! Look over there! Quick! Let's catch up with her before anyone sees!
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Over there! Oh, where is she going? Oh, if someone sees her, we're toast! Oh, look! She stopped! Clairvy!
Shh. I opened the window while no one was looking. Look how pretty the outside is. If only I could have more than this. You probably think I'm being silly, huh? All this hopeless resisting. It's better to
Please, help us get on the same page here, Clary. We need you to tell us what you know. Can you do that?
Sure. Although, after you hear all this, I think you might regret that decision. Everyone in this family is nothing more than a tool. Something to be used and exploited. As long as you're useful, you get to stick around. Lose your value, and you're handed over to the doctor, experimented on, and given a fate worse than death. I've seen it happen again and again, and I've had enough.
You're saying the knave did all that? It's just, that doesn't seem like something she would do. She's scared.
I knew you. Everyone thinks she's a good person.
Mother?
But she doesn't deserve that title. She's disgraced it and tarnished. If only Perry were here, she'd understand.
Perry. There's that name again. Also, Paimon's getting a strange feeling. It almost feels like she's not really here with us. Paimon can't... Well, in any case, it seems like she looks so young.
It's getting... Ooh, look at the moon! Isn't it pretty? Hey, wanna hear a secret? I heard that if you look at Perry and I promised each other, but I can't find her. I'm worried she's also been... No, that wouldn't happen to her. She's special. Mother likes her a lot. I should really go talk to Mother, but we just fought. She doesn't want to see me, and I'm too scared to face her. What should I do?
I'm on real... Well, let's head back. We've got an early morning tomorrow.
All right, looks like we're all here. Let's go ahead with the plan.
Oh? What is it?
What makes you ask?
Well, we kinda ran... We met the doctor back in Sumeru. He's super dangerous, and he's done all sorts of bad things.
It's possible that Father and the Doctor were not really on the same side, so there's not a lot of I did hear, though, that when Father first became a Harbinger, Father rejected most of his proposals, except for...
Secret experiment? Could...
I don't think so.
I don't know any details about the experiment itself, but I do know it's an entirely independent The details of the experiment are confidential, but complete record... I know you don't agree with some of the Fatui's methods, and I'm not asking you to.
Alright, that's good to hear. Clairvy seems to think the Knave and the Doctor work together to do something horrible. It's just that... It doesn't seem like Clairvy is... The easiest thing to do would be just ask the Knave directly, but...
Father didn't come back last night. She's probably still near the shore. Lynette, you're with me. Fremine, you know what... All right.
Life goes on.
Ah, it's you two again. I must say, perhaps if you had less on your mind, you'd be able to... So what are you planning to do now? Catch up on some sleep? Or should I get... Although I must profess to being curious. Without child here, how do you plan on distracting?
Us? Distract you?
Looks like you could have used some extra time to... Don't worry. I'll be sure to steer clear of any scheme.
The ocean breeze is sure nice today.
Children always think they can hide things from the grown-ups. But nothing gets past me. Well, I'll leave you to think things over. If you're so inclined, meet me outside the Palais Mermonia. Good things come to children who do as they're told. So
What should we do? She clearly knows about everything we've been doing, and Paimon doesn't think it'd be a stretch to say she was threatening us just now. good idea. Well, we should probably head to the Palais Mermonia. Paimon doesn't want to find out what happens if we don't show up. Based on what the Okay, then we probably shouldn't keep her waiting. It's...
Seeing as we still have some time before my meeting, we might as well I'm glad to see you get along with my children.
You're not planning on...
I assume you're referring to Lenny, although there's that situation with no matter. I'm not one to discriminate. All those who betray the house...
Does that mean you're going to kill them?
Oh, are you here to beg for their lives? I'm sorry.
But don't you care about them at all? They really respect you. They even call you
Any organization in which feelings come before principles is one destined for ruin. The House of the Hearth is hardly. Perhaps I can offer you this consolation at least. As our guests, I would imagine Linny, Lynette, and Fremine will be able to... As for Filion and Toy and the others, I'm afraid there's little I can do. They can...
But that's...
Ah, you seem concerned. If Linny and the others manage to dispose of Claire V in the meantime, all evidence, if their efforts are unsuccessful on the other hand, all will be held accountable. And the punishment will be severe. Of course. Oh, and here, I believe this belongs to you. It takes a considerable amount of time to train a bird like this.
Wait, where did you get that?
Well, I'm afraid that's all the time we have to chat. Now, I asked you to meet me here because I have business at the Palais Mermonia. It has nothing to do with you, but I think it would... Well, time to go. Look. It's been a while, monsieur, I must say. I wasn't expecting my meeting request to be approved quite so quickly.
It is only right that an esteemed diplomat such as yours... Although, if I may speak plainly, I must confess that I see you brought the Traveler and Paimon with you as...
I'll be departing Fontaine shortly. There is, however, an outstanding... It requires a rather lengthy explanation, I'm afraid. So I took the liberty of explaining everything in this proposal.
I understand your request.
I heard you have a certain fondness for water tasting, Monsieur Nervalet. So allow me... A family is like a large body of water. As someone who watches over this system, I would hope that each river that flows from the source will eventually reach the ocean. Of course, objectively speaking, I know this is impossible. Most of the rivers will dry up along the way, disappearing into the ground and leaving nothing but a barren riverbed behind. Not all rivers are destined to reach the ocean, but I would not see their existence rendered meaningless. I believe the water that flows within them is simply meant for a different destination, like a field in need of irrigation. Or perhaps the glass of a certain water-tasting enthusiast.
Did you get any of that, Traveler?
Your words paint an optimistic picture indeed. Allow me to remind you, however, few among us are willing to sip from a glass filled with tainted water.
It may have been tainted at one point in time, but not to worry. I'll make sure it's drained of all impurities and returned to its cleanest form.
I seem to recall there being a transactional aspect to your proposal. Perhaps you could expound on that?
If you accept my proposal, Monsieur Neuvillette, I will gradually withdraw my forces from Fontaine. And, unless absolutely necessary, I will no longer carry out any special missions within Fontaine.
I presume I can take your words to mean that, in the future, cases similar to the Tartuffe assassination will cease to cross my desk?
Tartuffe? Ah, that thief who embezzled funds from all those charities, you mean? My deepest condolences to his family, but without any evidence, I cannot imagine how the House of the Hearth might have been involved in his passing. Of course, if you accept my proposal, Monsieur Neuvillette, I'm sure certain measures could be taken to reduce the frequency of such troubles.
You choose your words carefully indeed. In that case, I am inclined to accept your proposal.
My thanks for your generosity, Monsieur Neuvillette. Well, with that settled, we should be going now. I took the liberty of bringing along 2 bottles of spring water from Snezhnaya for you to enjoy. I do hope I get the chance to hear your impressions. Perhaps at our next meeting, yes?
Indeed. I trust you would not overlook your commitment in the meantime.
All right, Traveler Paimon. Time to go.
So, what exactly were you talking about back there? Paimon only heard you mention some rivers, a large body of water, and then some kind of irrigation scheme.
You really want to know? I would imagine there might be more pressing concerns.
Lenny, Paimon really hopes everything's going okay. Oh, Paimon recognizes that look. You've got your thinking cap on, don't you, Traveler?
Oh, shoot. Are you Oh, jeez. I'm so sorry. I was so focused on selling these papers. Well, let me make it up to you.
Oh, you don't have to give us any.
Please, I want to. It's not like I'm short on supply. It's my fault, really. I was just trying to bring home...
What's going on here?
Nothing much. I just ran into your friend.
Hold on.
Of course, I'm happy to compensate you with more.
I'll take 3 papers.
Oh, thank you for your patronage. If only I had the chance to run into such generous customers every day. I should probably just take on a smaller...
Well, now that my affairs are settled, we should take the boat back to Poisson. We've even acquired...
Actually, why? Paimon just realized how hungry she is. She can't head back to Poisson and...
It appears you two are under the impression that delaying our return will somehow alter the situation in your favor. That being said, I could be persuaded to give Linny some extra time. If you agree to my request, I'll even answer some of your questions. You're quite curious.
Wait, why are you being so...
You overestimate yourself. You don't have the talent for... The most important consideration in a negotiation is that both sides receive something they... Wonderful. When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the...
Okay. Sounds normal enough.
That is for you to decide. Then we have a deal. Follow me.
Illusion shattered! Shine down!
What is this place?
Somewhere long forgotten by everyone. But no one comes here anymore. Nor does anyone care about what once happened here. Although, this place does have something to do with the story I'm about to tell you. It was before I became a Harbinger, and before Linny and the others joined the House of the Hearth. Due to certain events, I first killed Clairvy and then her mother. And this is where it all happened.
You were the one that killed Clairvy?
Patience now. Allow me to explain Clairvy's side of the story first. I'll start from the beginning. Clairvy was 6 years old when she was brought by her mother, Crucibina, to live in the House of the Hearth. From the outside, it seemed like a fairy tale. A thriving family made up of kind adults, and Crucibina was the knave at that time, and the House of the Hearth was under her control. Clairvy was happy here. For a time.
Purgatory?
Exactly. The House of the Hearth takes in war orphans from all over Tevat. Crucibina came up with a novel idea. She would teach the children to fight. Force them to duel each other, and then crown as the... It's difficult to estimate the number of children who died or were maimed in the process. There's little I can say about the ones who died. They would be handed over to the doctor to be experimented on, or sent away on dangerous missions. Nothing more than tools to be...
So those were the experiments Clairvy was talking about. But what actually happened to her? You said that Clairvy was Crucibina's daughter, so if Clairvy tried to convince her to stop what she was...
Despite being Clairvy's mother, Crucibina cared little for her daughter. She forced Clairvy to join the House of the Hearth. Only Clairvy did try to convince her mother to change her ways, but it was to no avail. After her efforts failed, the only other option was to run. Of course, there was one exception. Someone Clairvy's age, who knew the truth about the...
Wait, the friend that Clairvy mentioned?
Friend, huh? Clairvy was a cheerful and passionate person with a tenacious spirit. Peruere, on the other hand, was rather cold-blooded. Her cold-blooded nature allowed her to see through Crucibina's facade. Yet, It was also this cold-bloodedness that prevented her from acting against it. At least at first. While Clairvy longed for freedom, Peruere was convinced. Despite their differences, the two became fast friends, united by their knowledge of the truth. Clairvy told Peruere that she hoped to create a... There may have been a certain naivete to her ideas, but Clairvy proved her determination many times over. She tried countless times to run away, ask for help, or expose the... Even with her body racked with pain, she would still stand on her tiptoes and open the window at night. She and Peruere...
Oh no.
Her hopelessness resulted from a culmination of things. 10 years had passed. 10 years worth of failure after It was during this time that Peruere suggested a new plan. Clairvy rejected that proposal. She claimed that as a famous harbinger, Clairvy never gave another reason, but Peruere could see it written all over her face. Clairvy still thought if she couldn't escape and fight back, then precisely. Death was the only... It happened during a duel. When she arrived at the dueling ring that day, her partner turned out to be none other than Peruere. The very person that had stood from that moment on. Peruere's journey was one written in flames. When the rain finally came and washed it all away, there she stood. It was the very result she had predicted 10 years prior. Even then, she believed she would make it until the end. She was unsettled. And there was only one thing that could quell that sensation. Perhaps you two would like to take it.
Crucibina, you mean?
Correct. This is the place where Peruere killed her best friend. A mere year later, this is also the place where the moment she acted, any conception of what was right or wrong ceased to matter. Peruere won the battle, and became a harbinger herself. After...
So the Perry Clairvy was talking about... It was you all along.
I left that name behind long ago. After I defeated Crucibina, the moniker of Mother died with her. I chose to forego the title she called herself, and even chose to give up. And that is where the story ends.
Yeah. Based on what you just told us, Clairvy wasn't a little kid when she was killed.
I suppose you could call her an illusion born of flame. Her existence... You see, a certain power runs through my veins. It's not, of course, the chances of those shadows morphing into a sentient... Clairvy died when she was 16 years old. But what emerged from the flames was her 6-year-old self. Memory is a mysterious thing indeed. Losing a portion of your memories will alter...
No wonder Paimon got such a weird feeling when we were talking.
Perhaps I should put it this way. Clairvy is someone trapped in time. It may seem like she exists with us in the present, but she truly...
So if all of that is true, then you...
Indeed. She's a rather volatile and but other times, she would hide from me. Shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow. Your attempts to expose Clairvy to sunlight. They failed, yes? The reason, but... No matter. All I have to do is kill her again, and all will be resolved. I don't anticipate so much as a...
Wait! Paimon can understand why you might want her gone, but isn't there another way? So what if she's trapped in her 6-year-old self? She's still your friend! At least talk to her first!
It's too late for that. She broke the rules, and now she must be punished. That goes for Filial and Nantoy. I hope you understand. The difference between Crucibina and myself lies in our formulation of the rules, not our policy for enforcing them.
Is this really what you want to do?
Whatever could you mean?
Don't you want to say a proper goodbye at least?
Whether as a killer or as a father, there are two things that must be avoided at all costs. Anger and sorrow. Anger makes you impulsive. Sorrow... Well, it appears it's about time to proceed. Before we arrive, I do believe I've kept my end of the deal. I give your friends...
Here they are, Father.
You gonna execute him? Seeing something like that would actually be Lenny!
I'm sorry. But I still failed. I couldn't find a way to fulfill.
Huh? Are you...
Indeed, it's been a while, Clairvy.
Harry!
Shh. Stay right there. I'm sorry to postpone our reunion, but first, I believe certain scores need settling.
Father, let me
Out of my way.
Father!
You chose to conceal a threat to the house. And for that, you must be... Overall, however, I suppose your wrongdoing is hardly the most egregious of the bunch.
By traitors?
Father, let me explain. We didn't...
Faults.
Yes, Father. Secret midnight meeting number 3. Participants, Nantoy clearly said. If Sato added, I'm sick of this life. Filial was the worst of them all. She called us crazies and said,
I did not! You're lying!
It's not like I'm the only one who heard those things. After that, you and Toddy and a bunch of other people were birds locked in a cage.
You little... You just want me gone, don't you? What did I ever do to you, huh? And you, Sheplo? Have you forgotten who stood by your sickbed, watched over you,
You're wrong, Filial. We don't want you to die. You're our family.
Liar. You wouldn't be doing this if that were the case.
We all live in the House of the Hearth. You know the type of... A single betrayal can cost dozens of us our lives. That's why the House of the Hearth cannot tolerate any form of betrayal. Ever since we came to Poisson, you've had 7...
You've been spying on us for half a month? Wait a second. Now that I think about it, the move to Poisson...
Filial, Nance, I owe you both my life. I owe Clairvy too. If this were any other situation, I would do anything to repay that kindness.
Why?
That's enough, Filial. We made a mistake. I'm sorry, Sheplo.
Sheplo, according to the rules of the House of the...
All those who betray the house...
And so it shall be.
Father, please wait!
Something you want to say?
Please reconsider, Father. What Filial and the others did. We all come from broken families. From the very first day we joined the House of the Hearth, we wanted... But the truth is, none of us know what a real home should look like. I'm not saying I have all the answers. All I know is this. Killing Filial... So please, Father.
I agree with Linny.
Father, please.
Linny...
I also agree with Linny.
An order, one... However, given the extent...
Our weapons?
Father, are you referring to a duel?
Precisely. The rules of the house will not be... However, resolving disputes with a duel is also one of our rules, one that also applies to me. Demonstrate a sufficient...
Impossible.
Did you hear that, Traveler? Lynn and the others have to duel the knave. If they lose, those people from the house are really gonna be...
Don't you want to say a proper good...
Anger makes you impulsive. Sorrow...
Oh. Looking at that expression on her face, she seems really serious about this. Guess that...
When guests are around, families are often on their...
When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation, and lend your help.
What's wrong? Traveler? Hey, where are you going?
Traveler?
You're asking to join the duel against the knave?
I'll allow it. We do have a ready-made dueling ring at all I would advise is this. Keep a firm grasp on your weapon, and give it your all. Any less. Is it my turn now?
Brace yourselves.
And voila!
Is it my turn now?
Boom!
With these rising flames, is it my turn now?
Over here.
Illusion shattered!
Let's play.
Spare your energy.
Incinerate.
Running is of little use. With these rising flames,
If I really have to draw my blade,
now
then...
that's light. Closer now. Is it my turn now? Spare your energy. Running is of little use. With now these rising flames,
Think you can get away?
shine down. With the fall of darkness, destruction shall rise.
Father's even stronger
Spare
than I
your energy.
expected.
Running is spare your energy. Running is of little use.
If I really have to draw my blade, then...
The countdown has begun. Like a fly tangled in a web. Spare your energy. Running is now our chance. Rising flames.
Yeah.
Erase it. Faster? Okay, faster.
Spare your
Father's even stronger than I expected.
with these rising flames.
Faster? Okay, faster.
Spare your energy. Running is of little use.
Look out!
Spare your energy. Running is of little use.
Now's our chance!
Spare your energy. Running is of little use.
Hang in there.
Spare your energy.
Life goes on.
Running is of little use.
Try to pace yourself.
Not bad. You've proven to be a worthy opponent after all.
Now's our chance!
Spare your energy. Running is of little use.
out for Father's movements! Look out!
Let's play!
Now's our chance!
Over here!
Your punishment
Faster?
made manifest.
Okay, faster.
Yahoo!
Watch out for Father's movements! Look out!
The sun and moon have set. Only ruin remains. Struggle in vain.
Shine down!
Now's our chance!
Over here! There is no escape! Inazuma shines eternal!
Watch out for Father's movements! Look out!
You should know better than to crowd in one place.
Oh, I know. No! I'm sorry, Father!
Sorry for what? This pitiful excuse for an attack.
Father, no!
Made it out, did you? You're stronger than I expected.
A crimson moon? I can't move.
Still, not strong enough to beat me. I believe we can end things here. It's not often that we get to enjoy the company of guests, after all. We wouldn't want things to get too out of hand.
Brother, are you alright?
Lenny!
Given that I am the victor of this duel, as agreed, the punishment stands.
No!
I never thought things would...
However, everyone involved in the duel demonstrated a remarkable level of strength and determination. In light of this, I'm prepared. Elwar, the bottled flames I gave you for safekeeping.
Yes? I wasn't sure what they were for.
Wonderful.
Bottled flames?
Indeed. They're the product of a secret experiment. Once ingested, searing pain will spread across every inch of your body. If you can withstand the pain, when you awake, you'll have forgotten. In other words, administering this can Memory is a mysterious thing indeed.
So, you're just...
You misunderstand. Memories are extremely important. Once consumed by flame, the version of you standing before me will die.
Even so, I'm sorry, Father. I'm sorry I let you down. But I really...
Don't cry. You haven't left the house yet, so there are still rules to be followed, yes? Remember what I taught you. Anger makes you impulsive, sorrow...
Of course.
Dry your tears, and go pursue the life you...
Yes, Father.
Chaplot, Foltz, Elwar. I prepared 3 extra vials of bottled flames. Goodbye, children. The next time we meet, I will thank you for all you've done for the house.
Father.
Let's go.
Here, grab my arm, Lemmy. I'll help you.
Thank you.
Clairvy.
Can we talk now? You really are Perry, aren't you? Wait, did I
Neither. You died, Clairvy. That's what happened.
You could have at least sugarcoated it a little. Look, she's done speechless.
Oh.
Huh? That's it?
Yep. If that's what... Plus, I don't really need to know why I'm like this. I'm more curious about what happens in the future. Can you tell me about it?
You never stopped trying to At first, no one believed you. You could only vent your frustrations to the moon. In fact, you often sought comfort in the night sky. Later on, you tried to run away, but you were brought back each time. Mother spared your life, but it was... Still, you never gave up. Mother hoped that through ruthless duel after ruthless duel, but you called on everyone to unite. To fight to a draw in order to reduce casualties. You tried everything you could think of, but every attempt ended in failure. Still, you never turned your sword on Crucibina, and you for the last 16 years of my life, I've done everything I can to fight for freedom.
I never imagined I would say something like that. I must have been feeling really worn down, but somehow, I still think I understand. According to if I could do it all over again, I still don't think I would make a difference.
Is that so? But as the head of the House of the Hearth, and as the children's father, I've tried to give them the most basic. It's something I discussed with the Eudex of Fontaine. The children who want to leave the house will have their memories wiped clean of all secrets pertaining to the organization. In return, Of course, I won't simply hand freedom to them on a silver platter. They have to fight for it and prove themselves worthy of...
That's more than enough. You know, Perry, I think I'm really happy that you're the one who took over the house. I guess I do have one regret, though. I still haven't seen the outside world.
Well, it just so happens that our dear guests over here have been to many nations and traveled to countless places.
Really?
Of course! We've traveled all over the...
You know, I used to playing the lute while... like dresses. One for me. It's just too bad Perry doesn't like wearing dresses. And Mother? Well, she probably... Those yokai you mentioned. I once saw a drawing of this one guy with horns on his head.
Oh, sounds like you're talking about an Oni.
I was always too afraid to skip Mother's fighting lessons. But at the academia, I bet you could do... I'm just kidding. Being able to...
The situation was super dangerous. Lenny and Lynette were accused of committing a
Oh no!
Don't worry, we were able to turn the situation around super quickly.
How'd you do that? Come on, tell me!
Okay, so it was like this. After the failed magic show, we rushed to the scene and...
Shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow. Any new information... Clairvy, you've worked tirelessly from the shadows to overthrow the House of the Hearth. Now, by my authority as the Knave, I shall announce how this matter ends. You are hereby expelled from the House of the Hearth. You are no longer tied to this place, nor are you bound by its rules.
You're saying that I can finally leave? I get to experience the outside world as well? Oh, I almost forgot. There's no getting older for me. Still, seeing who you grew up to be makes me really happy, Paraware. Take care of yourself. Goodbye.
May we meet again someday.
Clairvy. She left so soon. Paimon didn't even get to finish her story.
I also have certain sentiments left unsaid. I wanted to tell her that the aurora I saw in Snezhnaya was just as beautiful as the... But a shadow's memories reset at dawn. Had we whatever regrets may linger.
Father?
It's Linny! Hey, Linny! What is he doing back here? Let's go check it out.
Father, the bottled flames have been administered.
And you? What have you decided?
Thank you for giving us that choice, Father. But we never wanted to leave the house. It's Lynette and Fremine feel the same way. They're recuperating back at the Hotel Bouffe d'été.
I'm sure you're well aware of the expectations I have for you. I want you to follow in my footsteps and become the next king of the house. I must admit, I'm rather surprised by your decision to stay. There's nothing wrong with choosing to live a quiet life. Leading this organization is a heavy responsibility, one not so easily carried by someone forced onto the throne.
I just never understood what you...
You're brave, talented. You would do anything to protect them.
Speaking up back there was so brave of you, Linny. It's all—
You're a hero, Linny.
Hero. Father is the real hero. Had Father gone all out during the duel, there's no way I would have walked away with my life. I'm not deserving of that title.
You're wrong. In my opinion, all you need to be deserving of the throne is we may have different ideas of what it means to be a family, but you can hardly be said to lack conviction. What you even without that strength, you still chose to face me in a duel, even though the odds were stacked against you.
Father.
No one knows what the future holds, what tragedy or triumph may be in store. If reaching a certain standard were required to go after what you want, I would never have succeeded in— Strength may decide the ultimate victor, but those who let a lack of strength dictate their decisions or undermine their conviction.
I understand.
Children must grow up to surpass their parents. The road ahead is not an easy one. So
You've done so much for me, Father, and that kindness must be repaid. Plus, protecting my family at all costs.
Then you're welcome to stay. As for Project Stuja, you need not be too concerned. If having members who longed for the light was our organization's last weakness. With those members no longer among our ranks, the House of the Hearth is like a spider hiding in the at present. Our imperative is to use their plan to our advantage. In doing so, a crimson moon shall rise amid the frigid blizzards of winter. No demonstration of loyalty shall go unrewarded, and as for the two of you, whether we meet again as friend or foe, I'll remember the camaraderie we shared in this moment, no matter how arduous the journey ahead. I hope we
All the world.
Didn't Linny say that? Lynette? Fremine? How are you feeling?
Much better.
Whew,
What about you? Are you feeling alright?
I knew you'd come out unscathed. Us, on the other hand, well, we've been bedridden for 2 days. Oh, and Linny and the other members have left Poisson and returned to the House of the Hearth. According to him, there haven't been any more sightings of a spirit.
I see.
I'm glad. Father came to check up on us 2 days ago and told us about what happened with
Wait, what? You've
Crucibina died a year after Clairvy. It was during Crucibina had an extremely cruel and radical way of doing things. When I joined, though, the experiment she valued so much had already come to an end, and all the people involved dead. And a couple of months after I joined, Father killed Crucibina and burned all her fire.
Father took in Lenny and me a couple months after that, but she...
Really? The last time you talked to her, did she mention why she...
She said she didn't want us to be affected by the darkness of the past. She was worried we'd develop a false sense of gratitude towards her. The foundation of a family should be free of any corrupting influence. Whatever happened in the past, it has nothing to do with who we are now. And that's what Father told us in the end.
But I still thanked her for everything. It was only after hearing about what Crucibina did that I finally realized how insignificant our lives could have been. The members of the house meant nothing to her. To say that she valued them in any way, even just as a tool, would probably... If Father hadn't taken over the House of the Hearth,
Father rarely brings up the fact that she saved us. She doesn't believe that being indebted to her should be what ties us together. But even if we didn't owe her anything, we would still choose to stay. Because this is our home. We may have arguments or times when we feel wronged. Some people may...
Whether the path before us is bathed in sunlight or shrouded in shadow, we'll follow Father wherever she chooses to go. So I wanted to say thank you for helping us make it through this crisis. Without your help, we could have lost a lot more along the way.
Oh, we didn't do anything, really.
Of course.
Are Filio and...
I actually saw them at a they didn't recognize me. From what I could tell, they seemed happy.
Staring into my eyes is... What could the children be up to? Something you wish to report? Go on. You have my undivided attention. Our ideals are not entirely aligned. If we are to work together, we must be willing to compromise. To that end, I'm willing to share certain secrets with you. Information that I choose not to reveal, however, is best left unexplored. For your own good, of course. Flames course through my body like blood. This may be nothing, but if the Aurora in Snezhnaya is quite beautiful... You wish to know more about me? Why, of course. Our relationship is one of mutual trust. There's little need to keep things hidden. I would only inquire as to whether you're truly prepared for what you might learn. The moment you wield a blade, you realize that different lives carry different weights. Some people have an... In my free time, I enjoy observing insects. The children often make use of words and phrases from popular vernacular. An impressive showing of... The taste is palatable. Perhaps the children will enjoy... This memo states that today is your birthday.
Remains constant over the centuries.